Hi everyone, it's Julie here from Creative Little Hut. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I've uploaded a video, so I thought I'd come on and show you a travel journal that I want to make for a trip that I'm going on in May to New York. It's a special birthday celebration, so two of my friends and myself are going, just the three of us, of ladies of a certain age, shall we say. So I wanted to take a travel journal along with me that meant something to me, and I've been really struggling to find something, so I thought I would make something instead from scratch. So I had these papers. Now, I've been on an online course with Mystele Kirkeeng for her Curious Space online classes, and she makes a wonderful journal from like a plaster gauze type stuff, and I tried that out, but it didn't quite work for me. So I had to go back to the drawing board and think of something else to do. And to fulfill all the needs that I want, I wanted to be able to, it's a sort of hybrid journal that I'm looking at, so I want to be able to work in it, and I also want to be able to put all the ephemera and leaflets and tickets and all sorts of things like that, photographs in it that I want to as well. So it's got to function for two things for me. So what I did was I had a craft journal like this. This is some of the pages out of it, with the it's a cardboard outer cover, thicker cardboard outer cover, and these are the like craft pages inside it, and it's about 8 by 12, I think, 8 by 11 and a half. So I thought, yeah, I quite like that size. So what I did was I deconstructed this journal, or these pages, and what I've done, this is one of them, this is the back cover. What I did was I covered it with some calico, some light calico, like a canvas, a very light canvas, and I stuck it down and folded it as if you were covering a book at school, and glued it all down, let that dry, and then I came in with some gesso, this one here, and any gesso would do, and let that dry, and then I went over it with some acrylic paint, which is find it, some sea coral. I used that, and I just very, very randomly brushed over it, you know, just brushed over it like that with it, let it dry, and then I went over the edges. I didn't quite go up to the edges, and I just used some raw umber for the edges, and then I just sort of had a dry cloth and went over it, and just sort of got this lovely texture with it, and it's still pliable. So I didn't want anything too heavy, because the plastic gauze made it too heavy for me, and so I had to think of something else to do. And then once that was all dry, I just got a piece of fabric and covered it with the gel medium. That's the gel medium, is the Liquitex. I use that. I use a lot of that. So this is the back cover. Now the front cover for it, I have gone ahead and got this picture off the internet. Now, these little ladies are like a sort of snapshot, you know, the strip photographs that you used to get. And I really like this because it kind of represents us penciled in some of the lips to make it look like, you know, those hand tinted photographs that you used to get, kind of vintage look. And then I just distressed it with some ink, some vintage photo, and also some crackle. I don't know if you can see any of that at all. There's a little bit there. Just crackle. I didn't want big crackles, just little crackles, and I used this collage medium, the Ranger collage medium, to do that. This cover was just treated the same way as the back cover, and then what I did was I sewed on this with my sewing machine, and you can see it's the same on the other side. And I didn't want to show you that because, you know, it's fairly straightforward how I did that. So I've got to the point now where I want to put my signatures in, and this is what I have so far. So I wanted to have this as a sort of cover first, the cover, and these are basically watercolours paper, £140 watercolour paper, which I want to use I want the option to be able to paint in, to watercolour in, to draw in, and I wanted paper that was going to be robust enough for that, and also, you know, to stick things in as well. So that's my signatures. I think I have about 20 odd pages in there, which is more than enough. Didn't want anything too thick. So those are my signatures, and I also made, thanks to Mystele, in her class, these stitched collage papers, which I have backed onto a piece of cartridge paper, and I wanted to put these in the book because, and keep them loose as well, so that I can take them out and work on them if needs be, and their texture, and I've went over them with some gesso just lightly as well. So I have 5 of those, and I hope that I will use these when I'm there too. So they're just basically a mixture of collage papers that I have, that we all have in our stash, and sewed them together, and that's basically it. There's no rhyme or reason of colours or textures or anything like that. Obviously put in a few faces in here and an eye and stuff like that, but apart from that it was not planned out, and basically just did whatever and sewed it all together. So my plan is that these will be sewn in and these will just be loose. So what I'm at the stage now is to make sure that this will hold all of that. So I've made a line there, so I've used some nice fabric to complement as the spine, and I'm hoping that will be robust enough. I'm not sure if I want to put a spine in there yet, I'm not sure yet, but it's basically about an inch there between each cover to put these in, so that I have plenty of room for all the stuff that I'm going to be putting in it. So the next step is I'm going to cut this and stick it together, and hopefully by that time I will have made a decision on whether or not to have a spine in there, and then I'll decorate the cover again at some point. So I'll be back. So I've gone ahead and I've decided to put a spine in it after all. Hey! And I cut the fabric to fit on the back, and this is what it looks like open. Just turn it around the right way so you can see. Sorry about this. Okay, it's really sunny in the studio today, so I have to like put tissue paper on my window just so that the glare's not too much. So anyway, this is the spine here, and what I've done is I went and cut a piece of cardboard and covered it in fabric, same fabric as on the outside, and I'm just going to glue this in. And once that's completely dry, I will add my signatures, which I have poked a hole in all the way through. So that's probably 6 inches from the middle and then 3 from that. So I just eyeball it. I'm not too fussed whether it's precise or not. And then what I'll do is I'll come up, once this is dry, I'll come and put holes in the spine and sew it up. And what I use for that is the waxed linen thread, that there, and that's already waxed. If you don't have any waxed thread, just get some linen thread and some beeswax, and you can just run that through. Hold it at the end and just run that through like that, and that'll give you some waxed thread. Or you can use just dental floss, you can use that. And I have a nice big needle here. So once this spine's dry, I'll start to sew. Okay, so this is dry now, thankfully. Had to use a different glue as well as the Liquitex. I had to use this as well, plexi glue, just to make it more, you know, robust, because what I tried to do was kind of curve this a little bit so it looks less like a folder and more like a book. So anyway, that's fine now. So I can now include the signatures. And I've already gone ahead and punched out the holes corresponding to the signatures. So there we have it. So I'm going to just do a very simple pamphlet stitch, and I'll start in the middle and come out through to the other side. Remember, this is the linen thread, and I'm going to leave a little tail here, and then I'm going to come back in up top here, and hopefully I'll be able to get into. This is always the awkward bit. I'm by no means an expert on the bookmaking, but there's loads and loads of videos on YouTube about it that you can go and see. That's how I learned to do it. So bring that through to the top, all the way through, and you get that. And then I'm going to come all the way down to this hole, all the way through signatures, just checking, because sometimes I've missed a few, and all the way out. And so I've come out this hole here. Yeah, after I stuck that one on, it didn't work because my collage sheets are slightly bigger and they all have different heights. So I took it off and I'm just going to leave on the bottom one because that'll just serve the same purpose. So I'm just going to leave the bottom one on. And that should be fine. And I'm almost there with it. Still not happy with this spine here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know. But I will sort it out somehow and let you know what I've done. So apart from that, I am super happy with all of this here, what I've done. And it's looking pretty good. It's looking good. It's not too heavy. It feels nice. So I will be back when I get to the next stage, and I'll show you what I've done. I'm hoping to decorate some. I'm going to put some words on here and do a bit more prep to the pages, maybe put some dates on it. I'm not sure. I'd rather do that before I go on holiday rather than wait till I get there and then it's all done. So yeah, yay! Those were these paper artsy, everything art, alphabets, the rubber stamps. So they're really nice. I like the size of those. So I've done that, and then I have sort of put these temporarily on the front, and it says "Let the adventure begin." So I think I like that, so I'm going to go and I'm going to stick these on, and as they are with the washi tape. And I had this flower made out, I think it was a lacy tablecloth that I had, and I had put a button on it and dipped it in tea, but I actually quite like it that way. I've come in with this brown pit pen dark sepia, I've gone under these letters just to kind of try and make them stand out a wee bit more. I think actually I might go over these. I think this begin word, I think these ones are all right. These are not, you can still see them really well, but I think that's getting a bit lost in there somehow. I don't know. I'll keep looking at it and decide. You've got a little bit of time, even though these are permanent pens. You've got a little bit of time just to move them around a wee bit. Okay guys, I'm back again. This time I've decorated a little bit more. Just can't leave this alone right now. With some flowers along here and up here. I was sort of influenced by this cover and the little flowers on this. I was going to do leaves, but I decided to do these. And I've also added some more crochet. This is off an old doily type thing. And I've also went over this in a sort of mossy green colour. I'll show you how I did these flowers. I did it easy. I'll do some on the back for you just to show you what I did. Basically it is some gesso with a small brush, and all I did was a dot in the middle and then some petals on the outside, and like that, and you just keep doing that until you're satisfied about where and how many you've done. I'm kind of losing light here, so I hope you can see that all right. I'll do 3. I didn't realise that that's pretty much the same kind of colour. It's amazing what gets in your head and you don't realise it. Especially when it comes to art. You don't realise how these things get inside your head. So I would do that. And all I would need to do now is just dry that. I'm using this burnt umber FW ink, Daler Rowney ink, and all I'm going to do is, just to age it a little bit, is to get a small amount on your brush and then just tap it on. And don't wait too long because it will start to dry, and then tap it off with a piece of kitchen roll, and that gives it that sort of aged kind of look, which is rather quite nice. And you can kind of go in with a wee bit more water and just lift it off, and that gives you a nice, I think the thicker the gesso, the better. There we go. And once that's dry, that kind of gives you a really lovely effect, which I quite like. So that's how I did that there. So that's it so far. Again, if there's any more developments, I will film it for you and I'll show you how I've done it.